Hi guys, welcome to Daddy and the Don. It's the Don here today to preview week 23. Well, not preview, to review week 23 fixtures. At the moment, it's just me. Very last minute today, but I thought I'd come and give you a show. As obviously we don't have any Premier League fixtures next week, and I'm unable to do any live videos due to work restrictions as I am working late shifts. So I thought I'd do one today, review some of the games, there's some talking points. Again, very last minute, so very likely I'll just be stuck with me, but I'll go for each game as what I know and what I saw. Some of today's games I haven't seen briefly. I've just seen sort of the map report and some of the decisions that went through on it, and we'll base it on some of the predictions that myself and fellow pundits on this show made in the previous preview. So today, today's results were as follows. I went to this game, unfortunately. Arsenal drew 0-0 with Burnley. Crystal Palace versus Liverpool ended 3-1. Leicester versus my favourite team ever was 1-1. And just literally finished a few minutes ago, Chelsea beat Tottenham 2-0. We'll discuss all them games later we go on in the show. We'll start off with the, we'll do it in order of the games that they kicked off in. So we'll start off with the cracker of the weekend, Watford versus Norwich. Arteta out. Thank you, Marvin. But yes, so Watford versus Norwich. I did actually see a bit of this game. It wasn't a lot of optimism regarding this game. Obviously, the two teams down the bottom, both likely to go down or favourites to go down. You don't score many goals, especially when it comes to Norwich. But this was a real opportunity for Watford. I just felt that Norwich were just on a better form. I think Watford sacking their managers has cost them again. It seems to be the same old story of them. But regarding the game, I think, the interruption sort of probably assisted the away side more than the home side. Again, I didn't watch much. I saw the goals and I saw that Norwich probably deserved to get the 3 points. It's another great win. It's 3 goals. It's the most they scored in the game this year. And it takes them out the relegation zone. It took them out the relegation zone. Are they going to still go down? Listen, I think it's between them and Newcastle for that third place now. I think Watford and Burnley are down. And I'd still say Norwich will go down. But they're making a better fight than what we probably thought a few months ago. Anyone's got any comments on this game, please? Again, any comments you want to do, everyone who's watching, please let me know. And I'll read them out as soon as I get them. I've got a comment here. Who is this from? Ha, 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 ha. Munzi talks, by the way. Arsenal suck again. Thank you, Munzi. Munzi is part of one of our partner channels. So subscribe if you're not always subscribed to that channel. I'll go in there occasionally. Good lad, Munzi, even though he's been a dick there. J. Pinkner, Dennis sent off too. Yeah, listen, that changed the game as well. The moment that sending off went off, it made it very, very easy for Norwich. Dennis is probably their best player. I'd say Sarri is, but he's injured. But Dennis has been great this year. And obviously, when you lose that threat and you're down to 10 men, you're not good enough to win, even if you're at home. Watford look fucked. What they do, and I think a new manager's not going to save them, Jay. So I think I agree with that. And finally, Onesie, no worries, mate. Thank you very much. But not much more to say about this game. Listen, it could have been 10-7, and you still wouldn't have had much talking about it because it's not the game that people are really going to watch. Me and the daddy, we joked about doing a watch along, but I probably would have got about one viewer because it's not a game that people really want. Sacked. Oh, sorry. I think Ranieri is getting sacked. Yeah, I think that's obvious, mate. I think even if he won yesterday, I think he'll still be in trouble. But yeah, regarding Watford, I think they'll definitely go down. I still think Norwich will go down, but it's a great win. Dean Smith is, after a few shaky results during Christmas, is sort of rebuilding them with 2 great results. But yeah, that's all really on that game. On to the next game. That was the Friday night football. So we go to the Saturday lunchtime kickoff. It was Everton versus Aston Villa. Everton under an interim caretaker charge by Big Duncan Ferguson, looking to try and recreate that sort of fight back they had when he first took in charge a few years ago. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. Taking on a solid Aston Villa side who just haven't got the results in the last 5 or 6 games, even though they've had a few decent performances. And they play very well here. It was quite a boring game, but Villa made it boring. Everton didn't do anything in the first half. Villa had the chances, and I think they had majority of their best chances were in the last 10 minutes of the second half. And you could see the goal was coming, got the goal and it mattered. It was a fantastic corner, fantastic header by Vienna. I can't even say his name. But Brendia, that's it. I didn't watch much of the second half, but what I saw the highlights, Everton just huffed and puffed. I think they had one chance, but again, they just lack that quality. Something's not right there. They just lack depth now. It's the worst team Everton side that I've seen in a long while. But yeah, not surprised. I said Villa would win this one. In the end, they did. A few more comments. Mumsy talks again. Big up, mate. Thank you very much. Is it fancy dress day as you have that silly shirt on? Some of us got taste, mate, unlike you. Big Duncan should take the job full time. He did well last time he had it. Yeah, he did. And I said he should take it full time. You can't base him on this one result. It is one result. He's only been with the squad he's been for a period of time. But he's only been with the squad now for a few games. For one game, but as his home team. So you can't really blame him for that. Would he give him full time? I would give him to the end of the season. I don't think they should hire now to next year and see where they are. If he's doing well and they're in a good position, then definitely give him that job full time. Is Frank Lampard and Wayne Rooney going to do much better than him? We'll see. Going back to the result, expected Villa should win it, and they did win it. Everton out of ideas at the moment. They need a spark. Let's hope Duncan gets him playing football the way he wants him to play. Any comments on that, please leave it and I'll read them out once I've got more time. So move on to the next game, one of the 3 p.m. kickoffs. It was Brentford versus Wolves. Listen, Brentford, there was worry in the camp. There was worry across the fans. Obviously, I know quite a lot of Brentford fans due to my wife and close friends supporting them. And I wasn't optimistic. I just think Wolves are a hard team to play. Brentford obviously always going to fancy themselves against anyone, and anyone that's not in the top 6 or top 7, and they've got every right to. I think every club should have that belief. But yeah, I wasn't surprised when it finished 2-1. Wolves are hard. It wasn't a great match. The first half didn't have a shot on target, but the drone incident and the incident with the referee, it didn't play in anyone's hands, and the game was just sort of there. And even when there was a goal, Wolves looked like they were just going to hold on. And Brentford got a great goal by Tony. I know that's 2-2. That's the only upside you'll take from this now. He's starting to get through goals, which he needs to do on a personal note. Great goal, to be fair, but unfortunately, it can't hold Wolves long enough, and that's the problem right now. It's Brentford's defence. They're struggling. I'm not going to criticise Brentford, but I think maybe a change of ideas, bring someone in. Eriksen will help them, but defensively, I just think they might need another centre back. But Wolves are a hard team. Once they get that second goal, they're just going to sit back. I'm surprised Wolves conceded. They don't normally. And I will go on about Bruno Lage. Yeah, no one talks about him, but he's doing a better job than Graham Potter, by the way. So can we just please give him some respect and do posts about him, because they're in front of them. They've won more games, and they just concede. Don't really concede many, but they don't score many. But when you win, it doesn't matter if you don't score many, and they're winning 1-0. So disappointed for Brentford. Any comments on this, please let me know. Munsey again. Hello, Munsey. Thanks again. Appreciate you commenting. Bet your missus isn't happy with that one. She was very, very very upset. But at the same time, she's realistic. She just got to keep plugging, hope the results go her way. Why did Pony shave his ponytail off? I don't know. Jay, ha ha ha. They need a decent goalkeeper. Well, they're missing Raya, and that's the problem. Raya is since Raya's gone, they're not gone downhill, but he is sort of like the full package with a goalie, to be fair. He sort of has the distribution, the stopping, the intimidation. I can't even say it. Anticipation. He can get to the ball. He can do everything. Well, unfortunately, the other two have flaws in their game, and it's going to cost Brentford. Are they going to get relegated? There's definitely that worry now. I think Wolves. I think Wolves will definitely end up where they are, probably 7th, 8th, or 9th, and Brentford just need to finish 17th now, because the others got games in hand. They've got hard cut the games coming up. The next Premier League fixture, listen, it's away at City. I'm not going to beat around the bush. That's going to be a loss. City are going to come back after not winning. Just need to dip in the market, and let the boys need to know that they need to do better than this. I know we'll say they've got the smallest budget and punching above their weight, but they're in the league and they're in a good position not to go down. If they start the season in bottom for the first 10 games, okay, but they were looking like they were going to finish in a decent position. And then let's build on that, get some players in. Ericsson will help, but defensively they need someone there, and I do think another striker is needed. Raya back 4-6 weeks. Yeah, I agree. I am available. If you need a goalkeeper. Gabe Russell beaten twice at his near post. He isn't that great keeper. Jay, yeah, I completely agree with everything, to be fair, guys. He's okay, but he's not that good. He's a backup. Both goalies, Fernandez and Joshua, are backups. There's no doubt about it. And you're missing Raya, so let's hope he gets back as soon as possible. And I think Joshua Silva, when he comes back, he'll be a great addition back to the team. But yeah, Wolves looking good, great form. Don't get the credit they deserve because everyone bums Graham Potter. Brentford, yeah, they're struggling a bit now. They just need that spark. Yeah, then I think they have Burnley and Newcastle and Leeds at home in the space of at least I think they got Newcastle and Burnley at home together. So if they get 6 points out of that, then better. But if they start losing games like that, then they're definitely in trouble. We didn't really do them a favour today, but we'll get to that game shortly. Moving on. Move on to the United game. All right, it's the next one after Leeds. Harry Maguire. All right. Well, we're going to Leeds now, Monday. Leeds versus Newcastle. Now, Leeds versus Newcastle. I said that this would be Newcastle win. I just had that feeling. I just think Newcastle needed that result that no one expects, and this was the result that I expected. I really thought that Leeds are going to be one of these teams this year that are going to be inconsistent. They're going to win games you expect them not to win and lose or draw games you expect them to win. And this game, for me, was written all over that Newcastle was still a 1-0 win. I think I said this in the prediction video. I definitely said Newcastle would win. I think they'll stay up. I think Newcastle will stay up, and I think Leeds will stay up, especially when now they're getting all their players back, and if they can add, like Newcastle, again, I've already said I think will go down, and these two are not to any of them. So in terms of the game, it's just a typical Newcastle game. Get that goal, defend majority of the game, even with Eddie Howe, they're playing the same because it's because they're nervous. You can bring the Pep Guardiola, they're still going to play the same football until they get in a better position. It's just all based on your league position. You can't play great football when you're 19th. It's just hard. There's confidence lacks. Leeds, same old Leeds, but I was watching Soccer Saturday and then I watched the game. There wasn't much urgency. They didn't look like they wanted to win. They never looked like threatening Newcastle, especially when Newcastle won in front. So for this game, I'm not shocked. People will say upset. I just saw this on the cards. Leeds will probably win their next game against someone they expect to draw against. And Newcastle might lose the next game. But I think Newcastle will have enough. I do think Wood and Trippier are good additions. Are they class additions? No, they're not world class. They're not great. They're just decent players for this team. They'll start. But Wilson will probably play if Wood doesn't score. So when he's back. Newcastle stay up. Leeds will be fine as well. But yeah, I'm not shocked by this. To me, this was a result that I saw coming from a mile away. Before we get to the next game, cut the other comments. Fuck Leeds. Leeds will go down. My mate's a Leeds fan and he's suicidal. Yeah, Leeds are not the same side, but second season syndrome. I think they'll stay up. I still think it's Watford, Burnley, and Newcastle. Watford, Burnley, and Norwich for me will go down 100%. We move on. Now, what game next? Oh, it's this shit game. Man United versus West Ham. Now, again, saw some of the highlights. Obviously, watched the Soccer Saturday, and it was very evident it wasn't the best game in the world. Okay, before I get to the result of what happened, it wasn't the best game in the world. Both teams sort of just played very nervy. Like I said, I thought it was going to be the sort of game where, on paper you think this is going to be a great game, 2-3 goals each, or great entertaining game. I thought it was always going to be nervy because where Man United are, they're still not complete. They're still nervous under their new manager. West Ham leaking goals, missing Zuma, because of that. It is what it is, and it's not a shock that it happens. So, it's one of those things. But I've actually now just been joined by a guest. So I'll discuss this game with my guest joining me. Hello, Luke. Thanks for coming on.
Hello, mate.
I'm on to about the fifth game, but I'll ask your opinion. What do you thought about Man United versus West Ham?
I mean, I think it's always a tough game going to Old Trafford. I didn't see the game, to be honest. So I'm not entirely sure how it played out. Um, I think that kind of had a 1-0 written all over it, really. I know West Ham are in a good vein of form, so they might nick a result, but United is still, although they're not playing fantastically, they're still grinding out results and they're still getting those wins. And I think that's all they're worried about at the moment until they get settled.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how the game played out. I didn't get a chance to watch the match. So
it wasn't a great game, and West Ham were looking more likely to score near the end. But Man United do what they do best. They just get the result, and I think that's all that matters in the end. I don't think they'll give a shit how they played unless they got the 3 points. The only person that would be bothered by it would be Ralph. He probably wouldn't be happy, but sometimes you take what you get, really. I've gone through a few. Luke loving the lives. Luke, United grinding out wins, yes. Shit game. Not talking about your game today. We'll get to that. No, go away, Jay. Don't know what that means. My mates, yeah, we've already done that one. I've already gone through a few games. Very briefly, mate. We'll finish this one. Anything else you got to add on West Ham and Man United? Do you think that Man United will finish fourth now? And do you think West Ham now will do best? Will do any good? Will they even be in the top 6?
I think it's a statement. I think it is a statement. I know, although it's at home, like I said, I mean, Old Trafford's always difficult to go to. I would say it takes West Ham out of the conversation. Potentially, I mean, it's tough. It's tough because you're seeing them at the moment as rivals, so it's tough to say. But with United picking up the wins that they are, and not playing fantastically, it's hard to argue against them getting a result. And I think if they can get the right mentality, then they can get it over the line. So I do think they're in with a good shout. They're probably front runners at the moment, and maybe West Ham are just starting to drop out a little bit, which somewhat expected because they don't have a massive squad. There was always going to be a fatigue element to it. So I'd say United are probably favourites for that fourth spot at the moment.
Yeah, hard to disagree with you, mate. I've already spoke about 4 games, but very briefly, if you give a few sentences about each game, you'll review. Watford versus Norwich.
I mean, that one sort of a nothing game, really. Could have gone either way. I said I think Watford are probably the worst footballing. Well, maybe bar Burnley, but they're the worst team in the league. I don't think Ranieri knows what he's doing there. They're all out of sorts. There's no cohesion in the team. They've made some strange signings as well that haven't paid off. I'm surprised Norwich managed to get 3, to be honest.
Yeah. The red card probably one of the reasons.
Yeah. They'll obviously take positives out of that, but it's a foregone conclusion, I think, for the bottom 3.
Yeah.
Especially with Newcastle now picking up a little bit of form, really starting to kickstart their end of the season. So I think they've bought wisely, and yeah, I think Newcastle will have a good tail end to the season, and they might finish just above, but I can't see Newcastle going down. I think the bottom 3 are nailed on now.
Regarding Newcastle, obviously, was you surprised by this result? Newcastle.
A little bit, because we didn't really we haven't really seen much from the newer players at Newcastle in the last game. Leeds have sort of just fell out of the conversation entirely. Really, they were the media darlings last year because they were playing it well, and the year before, really, because of the style of football. I don't know what's going to happen with Leeds. It feels like this is a real pivotal time for them. This next summer, how they decide to approach things, whether they want to look at new signings,
New manager.
If they buy smart, maybe the manager not quite working out. It's not that style of management isn't really built for longevity. It seems to be a bit of a flash in the pan moment. It's hard to keep up. I think you do need that stable base. So maybe they'll look more at a different style of manager and a different style of football. But I'm not entirely surprised. But Newcastle are a bit of an unknown entity at the moment, with those couple of signings they've made. Because they do have some quality in that team, but it's just being able to link up, which I think was missing. So yeah, I'm not entirely surprised. Say Leeds, I'm not expecting much from Leeds for the rest of the season, really.
Just briefly, 2 more games before we carry on. I've already spoke about this one, but Everton versus Aston Villa.
Yeah, obviously it's difficult when you're. I mean, Everton weren't in a good vein of form anyway, and it's difficult not having a proper manager. Villa are a great team. Gerrard's a good manager. I'm not really surprised. They're a bit of whipping boys at the minute. They're Everton this season, so which I'm glad because it takes the onus away from us.
Before I ask you about this one, I've got a guest to bring on, making a live stream debut. Hello, Ella.
Hi.
All right, I'll let you talk briefly. Your thoughts on Brentford versus Wolves.
We should have scored more. This is awkward.
You wanted to come on?
Yeah.
Will Brentford stay up?
Yeah.
Okay, bit more than that.
Like once Ray is back, because I really don't like Fernandez. Once Ray is back, I think, and we'll get like the wins that we need. We'll be all right.
Eriksen's a good signing.
Yeah, amazing signing. We really need a new player because most of our players aren't like the best, like for the Premier League. And if we stay up, I really hope Fulham comes up. So there's a Brentford versus Fulham Premier League game. I think that'd be amazing.
Oh, good. Disappointed about yesterday though.
Yeah, we're not scoring.
Well, 1 goal there, not enough. It's it's defence as well, though. I think
it's the same with the Man United game. Like we had so many chances, but like we just didn't score.
Yeah, you got to take your chances. Luke, your view on this game, Brentford versus Wolves?
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised. Obviously, Wolves haven't had the most fortune in front of goals this season. They're not one of the highest scoring teams, and Brentford at home, that's no easy task to turn them over. So yeah, I was surprised. A few of the performances from the Wolves players, obviously goals as well.
Carry on, Luke.
And I bet I think there was a lot of big refunds at the ticket office afterwards.
Marvin, when you're ready, let me know because we're talking. Marvin. Yeah. So your view on Brentford versus Wolves?
It was on Brentford's part. It was very frustrating because it was like we've got a tough run of fixtures coming up. Like we've got Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace is not going to be easy. We've got Man City and Arsenal. I was saying like if we had got 4 points out of those 4 games, then like things could have been looking up. But losing to Wolves yesterday and the manner that we lost as well. I don't know. I think we're getting dragged into a relegation battle, and this keeper, I'm not convinced. I rather have Fernandez than this Lossell guy, because I'm not seeing him save anything, and his distribution is just as bad as Fernandez. So
Yeah.
I think
You just need
for that-
Raya back.
yeah, we do need we need Raya back, but like in a bad situation, like Fernandez is the best of the bad bunch that
Yeah.
goalkeepers. So that second goal, I don't know how he let that in, but it is what it is.
Man City up next, Marvin. Any optimism?
It's at the empty had, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like they beat us 1-0 at home, like when we played at home. I think looking at maybe 4-5-0 with the way we're playing, the way we're defending, they're just gonna run
Yeah.
around us.
They're
not
going
even on.
to tear you apart. Ella, what do you think? Man City next game.
Hopefully it's another game like it was before, like when we played them a few weeks ago, because like I think we did play really, really well against them, but like I don't know. Like I just hope that we don't let more goals in. Like
Yeah.
Lussell, he's had experience in the Premier League before, so like we have to trust him a bit more, and like because we can't play Fernandez as much because he lets more goals in personally.
The moral of the story, they're both not good enough. But you've got to
we
pick
need Raya.
one. Yeah, you need Raya. Are they going to be out for long? This is regarding the head clash. Do you know anything about that, Marvin? The head clash. Do you know if they're all right?
No, we haven't been told anything about that.
Yeah, okay.
All I know about is
Bad stitch.
Ericsson.
Yeah, Ericsson signing.
Yeah, that's a good signing.
I think that's gonna get announced tomorrow.
I spoke to Luke about this briefly. Before we move on to a new game, start with you, Marvin. Man U versus West Ham.
I didn't really watch that game, but then I feel like I saw this, like I didn't even watch the highlights for it, but I'm seeing Man United scored a lot or something like that.
Yeah,
like,
right at the end.
Time or whatever it is, but I don't know. Like since this Ralph guy has come in, Man United are grinding out results, and they might just do it and get fourth.
Okay. Anything you want to add, Ella, for Man U versus West Ham?
I think it's shut a lot of West Ham fans up because they're really cocky. But then since United's won a few games, well, 2 games, but still a few, they might start getting cocky again, and it's just like that. The fans are so cocky. It's just
all fans are cocky. The only
I'm
fans
not
that are not cocky. The only fans who are not cocky are Man City. Every fans are cocky, including ours.
None of their fans live in the area because their stadium's never full.
Yeah. All right, we'll move on to Man City. I wasn't surprised by this. I'll start with you, Luke. Was you shocked by this result?
I was a little bit. Southampton, I think they're a tough team to call. There's a lot of inconsistencies there. They do play some very nice football at times, and I was very happy when the goal went in. But yeah, Man City is such a strong side that any result, especially bottom half of the table, is always going to be somewhat of a surprise. I didn't think City were great. I thought they were lucky to really get a point, to be honest. Especially in the second half, there was a lot. I saw a lot from Southampton. I thought they could have snuck another one, but it was surprising.
Marvin, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that result. I agree with Luke. Like Southampton, they are inconsistent, but when they want to turn up, like they will turn up, and they'll be very hard to beat. And they showed that yesterday. So yeah, I agree with everything Luke said. on this.
Someone should sign up that Walker Peters guy as well. He's pretty good.
He was from you, though, wasn't he?
Oh, what that
Yeah.
Tottenham region?
Yeah. Hey, shit then. Ella, anything you want to add regarding this game? And are Man City still going to win the league?
I don't know, because Liverpool's there. They're actually starting to catch up with City, and it'll be good like if Chelsea is third, because no one likes Chelsea. But like with the game, I was a bit shocked because although they beat us, we do not talk about that game, by the way. Since they beat us, I was like, oh, Man City, they're probably going to smash them because, like, it's Man City. They have the money, they have the players. But then, like, when I actually saw that Southampton scored, I think it was, like, in the first 10 minutes. I'm not sure. I was like, what? Because they have a really good goalkeeper as well. And then City scored, and I was like, oh, City might actually win this. Like, maybe, like, 2-0. No, not 2-0. 2-1, but then when it was a draw, I was like, oh, but they did. Like, it's a bit like when they played us. If we did get a goal in that game, it might be the same result.
Fair enough. I'll move on. We'll go to Crystal Palace versus Liverpool. We've got 3 more games after this. Don't worry, we've still got to do Chelsea, Tottenham, and Arsenal. Burnley, so that's the fireworks. Anyway, I'll start with you, Ella. Liverpool, another win. This is about Salah and Mane.
Yeah.
All good at the moment.
Yeah, like they have been playing well without like their star players, but Van Dijk, he got a goal, and Oxlade-Chamberlain, he's been scoring quite a bit at the moment.
Yeah.
I can't remember if he started, but like I know he didn't against us, so he's a bit of a super sub at the moment. Personally,
He's a former Arsenal player.
Is he?
Yeah. But yeah, all good there at Liverpool. I'll go to you, Marvin. Do you think Liverpool actually have a chance now to catch City?
No.
Good result. Good result. Hard game. This is a good win against a decent Palace side.
It's a good win for Liverpool, but the gap is too big. Like, do you see City losing 3 games?
It's 9 with a game in hand, I believe. Or was it 8? 8 with a game in hand. So that's not that big of a gap now.
It's like top 2. Do you see City losing 3 games?
That's hard. I mean that is very hard. But Palace were terrible. I didn't see the game because obviously I was at Arsenal. But Palace were terrible first half. Has anyone else saw this game, Luke?
I didn't.
No, only I saw snippets of the game. I didn't see the whole game.
And regarding Palace, Luke, is it just a case of finishing as high as possible now? The season's basically just a case of not going down and just trying respectable finish.
I don't think they're in any danger of going down. I think it's. I think their main objective really is just getting themselves in a good position for next season. Really. I mean, obviously they want to get as many points as they can, but I think it's just finding. I think they're playing a nice style of football. I think they just need to find. They need to find their strongest 11, and just work on that, and look at the areas that they need to strengthen in the summer. I think they don't need to worry about anything. They just need to look at improving on what they've done this season. Yeah.
So I'll ask you this, Marvin. Patrick Vieira, do you reckon in a few years he could be our manager? Or is that too naive?
I think he can, yeah.
How long at Palace?
I'll give him 3 years at Palace. I think he'll do a better job than this current guy. That's there.
We'll get to that. Anything else you want to add about Liverpool, the performance? Anyone?
It was never a penalty.
Yeah, I heard this. Apparently, it wasn't a penalty near the end. Is that correct?
It looked. I've seen photos. It did look like it though, because he looked like he went over. But I didn't watch the game, so I can't have like a.
I didn't see the game, so I'm not.
Jota was looking at the goalkeeper, and he changed.
Lucky pen. Yeah.
He changed his run toward. I mean, listen, they were 2-1 up anyway. The game was done, but it was never a penalty.
They didn't need it.
Exactly. We'll move on. Leicester versus Brighton. Let's get cracking. Okay. Mr. Graham Potter, the most overhyped manager in all of football. Okay, let me just make before anyone cuts involved. All right, Brighton have won 6 games this year. That's the same as Brentford. They've won 2 games in the last 17 games. They've scored the 5th lowest goals in the league. Living Potter is a lower win percentage than Graham Houghton at Brighton. So can we all just stop bumming him like he's like first in the Premier League? They are a very average side that don't win many. They're quite hard to beat, but that's very similar to Southampton. You don't see anyone bumming Hasselhoff. No one's talking about Bruno Lage. Brighton are okay. They're finished in the top 13, but let's not act like they've won the Champions League. I don't care. Anyone can disagree with me, but the fact he's getting linked with Man United is an absolute bloody joke. How though? He'll do nothing there. He'll do nothing there.
What's to win a game with Danny Welbeck up front?
Yeah.
All right, Graham. I disagree.
How?
All right.
Let him talk.
Brighton are not as big of a club as you think they are, and like I think he's done wonders there. Like, where were they expected to finish this season? Like, you probably would have thought they would be in a relegation.
No, I thought they were top 15. They're not far off where I thought they would be.
Top 15.
But the 3 teams that the 3 teams are down in now, Brentford and Newcastle. I would have said Brighton would have been in front of all of them. They're not actually that far ahead of where they should be. Teams have got games in hand. They just don't. They don't win. They don't win enough for me. They don't play the best football. Potter had parachute payment with Swansea the year they got relegated. This year after, and did nothing. Didn't go up. Didn't get them up. And then he gets a job at Brighton, and they're a very mediocre team that don't score enough goals. They don't score enough. There's the fact he's getting. If they were 6, why is David Moyes not getting linked with anyone? He's doing a better job than Graham Potter. Am I not wrong? Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
David Moyes deserves a job. Give him the Tottenham job. Do you know what I mean? Just
Why?
an example. I'm not saying he's going to go there, but why is Potter being linked with Man United and Everton and Tottenham when he's pony? He's not. He's at his level. He's like a young Sam Allardyce.
Yeah, but
you're
comparing an established manager to a younger manager.
But he's done nothing to get this credit. He's just going along.
Yeah,
right now.
What did Pep do to deserve the Barcelona job?
He's a club legend.
Well, I mean that's arguable, but
he was though, wasn't he?
I don't know about club legend.
Yeah, I don't know about club legend. He was loyal to the club.
Yeah, but he played there for a long time.
Yeah, but he didn't do anything to deserve a manager's role there.
Yeah, but it's just different. It's different there, isn't it?
There's different levels. Pep isn't going to do the same job at a mid-table team. Pep can guarantee you success, but provided you do what's asked of you, what he asks of you. In the same way that Conte does that. He will deliver you success, but at the same time, he has certain things he wants met. There's different levels. Some managers are good at using what they have at their disposal and bringing out the best and getting results and keeping things up. There's different levels, and until they're tried at that higher level, you never know whether they're going to be that kind.
He's not going to be good at that high level. Look at Roy.
There's been managers that they've done fantastic jobs at smaller clubs, but they get to a bigger club and they just can't do it. It's just different. Yeah,
and that's what's going to happen. So we'll just stop talking about him. Regarding the game itself, was this? I thought Leicester would win this, but I wasn't surprised when it finished 1-1. I think Brighton scored a late equaliser, or I don't know how late it was. Was 1-1 a fair result? Marvin, I'll start with you.
Yeah, I think it was, and I think I did say Brighton are gonna get a draw. I think I said 2-2.
I think you did actually.
Yeah, then you're like, oh yeah, get off Graham Potter's, what so and so. But like, I think you're being very harsh on the guy. Yeah, but like Jay said, Brighton don't like losing. They are grinding out the results.
It is,
and they're fighting all the way to the last whistle. Like they'll be 2-1 down, 1-0 down, and they're getting that late equalizer. He's doing something right. and to have Brighton ninth, if Brentford were ninth right now, I'll take it.
Yeah.
But
There's different levels though. It's Brentford's first year. This is Brighton's fourth, maybe fourth. I think it's their fourth. But I get what you mean. I understand that, but I just think there's too much hype for something that's not really been done. He's doing okay, but let's just calm down. He's at his level. Anything you want to add regarding Leicester, Ella?
I didn't really pay attention to that game, to be honest with you.
So that's just a fair 1-1.
Yeah, I don't like Brighton personally, but I'm not all don't like Graham Potter. I don't really talk about him. You're obsessed with him though, Graham. Is it because he has the same name as you?
Yeah, it's not the good Graham. He's a fake Graham. 82 minute. Thank you, Jay. I know it was in the 80 minutes. Anything, Luke? You there, mate? He's gone. He'll be back in a minute. So we got 2 more games to go through. We'll start off with this absolutely fantastic result. I'll go in a minute.
your thoughts on this, Graham?
I'll go last. I'll start with you, Ella. 0-0. Brentford needed Arsenal to beat Burnley here. Disappointed and surprised by this result?
I'm a bit shocked, to be honest, because at the moment Arsenal have been a really good side. Like, take away their loss in the semi-final. Was it the semi-final?
Yeah. Take away the cups and City. We've been all right on results.
Yeah, you've played really well, but this is like shocked me. But at the moment, it's also made me a bit steady, because if you've drawn 0-0 to Burnley, we're playing you in a few weeks. That might. If you're not playing the best against a team like Burnley, relegation zone, we might have a chance to have a little draw with you. If our goalies I can't say it, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Luke, I bet you love this.
I did enjoy it. I was shocked though. I was expecting Arsenal to get a result. Nothing. I didn't expect anything major, but I thought they would get a 1-0 win. But yeah, it was nice to see. It was nice to see.
Marvin, your thoughts?
I'm not the least bit surprised. Like, if we lost this game, I think as much as like for Brentford, like we wanted Arsenal to beat Burnley, but I think Burnley, as an Arsenal fan, Burnley beating Arsenal would have been like the biggest favour they're doing Arsenal, because this clueless manager, he does not know what he's doing. Like, even all right, I'm gonna not talk about this game, the Carabao Cup semi-final. Thomas Partey, if he's coming off a flight at 12:30, why is he there in the squad? To do what? It makes no sense. Like, as a manager, you wanna make these managerial decisions, like when it comes to Aubameyang and all these kind of guys, but your decisions are not making sense. Like the game today, I couldn't see us scoring at all. And if this is how we are moving forward, are we going to get European football at the end of the season?
Graham, you're on mute.
Yeah, we'll see. Just before I go on, a few comments. Move on. Your obsession with Potter is getting boring now.
It really is, Graham.
Arteta in. You couldn't even do us a favour. He's crap. Arteta out. Graham Potter in. And Jay again, buy Watkins or Calvin Lewin and be done with it.
I do agree with that. Because like if you're going to get rid of Aubameyang, you need to get a new player who is a good quality in.
And what you would say, Watkins is that quality, Ella?
Not like that quality, but if you build him up, he could be that quality.
I think he is good enough. I'd have him every day of the week. Anyway, I went to the game today, so I'll give you my honest opinion. So the first half, we were slow. Burnley never looked like scoring. We had 2 chances. Smith-Rowe couldn't get the ball in the first 25 minutes. Once he got the ball on 2 occasions, he nearly set us just goals. But it was just too slow because they're sitting 10 men behind the back, which is expected in this league. The crowd don't help. They boo every fucking second. Just be patient. It's football. It's modern day football. We'll try and break them down. But anyway, second half, first 25 minutes, we should have scored 3 or 4. Lacazette missed an absolute sitter. Again, this is all from Smith Rowe. And then he subbed him after 75 minutes. And I just did not understand that substitution. He was our brightest spark. He was playing the best out of anyone. Saka started the game poorly, but great. But he was absolutely dog shit in the second half. Saka, he should have came off. But the fact is he only brought Eddie Nikita on, that was it. I'm thinking we're not going to stop. And we had no chances in the last 10, 15 minutes. But yeah, Lacazette missed a sitter. It was not good enough. But I generally look at it. No one made mistakes. We just couldn't break down Burnley, who went 10 men at the back. Lacazette gave the ball away a lot. But all the other players, people going, to play poor. They weren't poor in the sense where they lost the ball and got skins. They were poor because they just didn't do enough. They were just bang average. Smith Rowe had a 30-minute spell where he was running rings while Connor Roberts on the right wing, and I think it was Stavrovsky. But apart from that, there wasn't really anything going on. We never looked like scoring in the first half an hour and the last 15 minutes. It was just poor. Burnley went there. They were time wasting after 22 minutes. They had a corner in the 22nd minute. And Dwight McNeil walked all the way. He ran. So when it went for a corner, he ran to the right side. They then walk all the way back, slow as possible. So that says everything you need to know about Burnley. They were happy with a point here.
I can't wait to see him out of the league. I can't wait to see him out.
But Sean Dyche moaning about fucking everything. There was a blatant foul, and he's like that. Shut up, Sean Dyche, you prick. It was just, listen, we weren't good enough. I think everyone's going to know. I've said that we're finished 5th or 6th. We're not ready yet. We're centre mid and a striker away. Why not get Calvert-Lewin or Watkins? I'll have either one. I said to a few lads today, and this is a lot of the guys you see today are very similar to my opinion. It's like we've been linked with this Serbian boy. what's his name? Is it
Vlahovic?
Yeah, scores 8 penalties in the Italian league. Yeah, let's all get excited about that. But very similar to Djokic, who Frankfurt for Germany and Fiorentina for Italy are very similar. They're both mid-table teams, and he scored 25 goals for Frankfurt and then went to Real Madrid and been. This other guy, not convinced by him yet. I haven't seen him. I'm not going to act like he's all and then all. I've seen Calvert-Lewin and I've seen Watkins, and I think they're both Prem ready and they're both playing that position. If I had to pick one, I'd pick Calvert-Lewin because he's more of a striker. With Watkins,
I think you'd have more shot.
Because with Watkins, yeah, but Watkins because Watkins playing the left. I don't like that. Or we can put him on the left and play someone else. That's why Aubameyang went shit. Because when he came with Aubameyang, he was a striker, and they put him out to the left, and he's never been the same. I'd have even one because they're playing quality. They're proven. This other guy, if he flops, no one's going to want to pay his wages. He'll have to go on loan because no one can afford his value. It's just a risk. If Watkins flopped at Arsenal, Aston Villa will buy him back for 15, 20 million. We'll take that. But no one's going to buy this Dusan Vlahovic because he ain't going to want to go anyone in the Premier League. AC Milan or all them clubs ain't going to want to pay his wages. It's just a big risk. And then with centre midfield, there's a few options. Arthur, he's a flop. Everyone's acting like he's the next big thing. There's that lad from Bristol and that team that Xhaka came from. Can't ever say him. There's that Swiss lad. Yeah, that's Sakari. He's a quality player. He's out of contract. Tap him up. Say 10 million. Let him add in. But this Arthur, no, he doesn't play anymore. Gimenez, never seen him plays in the Farmers League. But these fans see names that they act like they know who they are. I don't know who. I didn't know who this boy is. Didn't know who he was. I knew who Isaac was because I saw him for Sweden, and he's not complete. Doesn't finish the ball very well. Doesn't look up, and he's got poor decision making. He's got pace and he's got ability, but that's not enough in the Premier League. I'd have the boy. I don't know if you agree, Marvin, but I'd have the boys that I've seen and know can do it in the Premier League.
No, I agree. Like this, whatever his name is, Vlahovic.
Yeah. Just say Serbian boy.
I've never seen him play, and the only time I've heard his name was when they're saying Arsenal linked with this guy. You know, like I tried to watch videos of him, but I'm not convinced.
Same.
I'm not convinced that if he comes to Arsenal, that he's gonna get us into the Champions League. You know, like we're gonna finish second next season. Like I'm not.
Agreed.
Watkins, I think like if we were to get Watkins, I think that is a step in the right direction.
Yeah,
because
agreed.
Watkins, he's proven himself in the Premier League with Villa, and the way how Arsenal play, I think Watkins will suit like how Arsenal play, and he will get a lot of goals.
Yeah, he will. He will have the service. Obviously, Arsenal played Tottenham at some point. I don't know when the game will be. Are you worried about Arsenal at the moment, Luke? Do you think you can beat them, even though you're not so much better? I know we'll get to your game in a minute, but just regarding if you played Arsenal.
To be honest, at the moment, I mean, it's so difficult to call games because players are being taken out here and there, positive tests. You never know. You never know who's going into the side. And the thing with Arsenal and Tottenham is both sides do not have squad depth. They do not have players on the bench, decent players on the bench, proven quality on the bench that they can bring on and actually, make an impact in the game. So when one of your or two of your starting 11 comes out due to COVID, the impact is that much greater because you don't have quality coming on, replacing them, and then you don't have quality again on the bench. So I think it's tough to call. I think it would be fairly split at the moment. If the game was to be played, now, I think it'd be fairly split.
Yeah, I'd agree.
I think, obviously, tactically Conte would have the upper hand. But the thing with the North London derby as well is there's been a lot of individual brilliance, particularly from Arsenal, in just nicking the goal. So I would think it'd be fairly split. I don't see it as either way. I think it would just be a normal sort of derby, but maybe lacking in a bit of quality.
Okay. Before we move on, very briefly, I'll start with you, Ella. Arteta in or Arteta out?
I don't know.
Go on, say one.
It's your manager, right? Just double checking.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't actually seen his tactics, but Graham, you do some. I don't know, but sometimes you do speak quite highly of him personally.
I bet then I slag him off.
I know, but you do speak quite highly.
In or out?
I don't know. In, out,
okay.
Both. I don't know.
Luke, in or out? Take away your Tottenham.
I would say in. I would say in because it's better for us if he stays there.
Marvin.
Honestly, if I was an Arsenal fan, he's made some very strange decisions. I wouldn't do anything rash. But I would definitely look for his replacement for the summer, and I would start looking now and getting things ready because I think this season there's nothing really to play for you guys. I think and say trying to replace a manager midway through the season is extremely tough. So I would be looking at a strong replacement, and knowing what they're looking for, so you can start scouting for them.
Marvin, out.
Of course, that's not going to change.
Yeah,
it's not going to change. I'm Arteta out, and like Luke said, and that's coming from a Tottenham fan. Like, we should start looking for his replacement now because I'm hearing rumors about we're going to offer him a new contract.
Yeah, we are.
That's the wrong mentality. It's just a bad mentality.
Yeah.
What is smoking in the boardroom at Arsenal?
Yeah, it's because he's showing glimpses of goodness, and every time he does that, then we become shit again. Listen, he's done things right. He's done things wrong. I can see some of the players. Listen, there's things he's done well. He's brought in, the players he's playing. Some of the players he's playing, I rate 8 or 9 of our starters. It's just he needs to find the right players now to bring in, and he's not completed it. He makes some strange decisions. He annoys me. He should have bought. There was the youngest Dane striker, the one on the under 23s. Didn't bring him on today. Why not just bring him on? Give him 10 minutes. Why not? He's on the bench. He can score goals. Put him on, because if he scores, then he's like, I remember this lad now, and he doesn't do that. Like, well, you're not helping. Lacazette and Nketiah are out of contract, and you're still playing them. That is embarrassing. He's trying to keep them sweet. No, fucking sell them both for 10 million. Bring a new striker in, and should have kept Balogun. But yeah, that's one of the things he gets wrong. I'm still on the fence, but I actually would say probably replacing him in the summer at the moment.
But who would you replace it with?
I don't know. I wouldn't know. Honestly, I don't know. Graham Potter. Yeah, not him. All right, last game. I'll start with you, Luke. You were happy for a few hours, but in the end, we got that point on you. Was that a disallowed goal? Should that have been given us a go, or was that the right decision in the end?
It was very, very soft. I think. I mean, initially I was very much that's never a foul. I can see why he sort of gave it. It does look a little bit like Kane's extended his arm, but then if you look at the whole movement, the sprinting and the stopping, I think I don't think it should have been a foul. I thought the benefit of the doubt was supposed to go to the attackers. I agree about Doherty as well.
Yeah.
I think it was harsh. It was just poor officiating from Tierney. He's an awful ref. Going both ways, it was awful officiating. The Matt Doherty incident at the start of the game. I don't know that it was a red. I think it would have been a harsh red. I can understand it being given as a red card. It was at least a yellow, and he didn't even give a foul. So there was a lot of strange calls in that game, and it just goes to show how bad the officiating is. We all know how bad the officiating is in the Premier League.
Why didn't VAR overturn that then? Because I thought it was soft as well.
Because it wasn't clear and obvious. It's what they fall back on, the clear and obvious thing.
That's probably their get out of jail card. There.
Yeah, that's the vague language. The vague language that they can use because his hand was on his back. So that was the part that he gave it for. Whether it was enough to actually push him over.
If he didn't touch him, then it would have been overturned.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I didn't expect anything going into the game, and Chelsea were much the better side. On the balance of things, they deserve to win. But at the same time, if that goal's allowed, it potentially changes the course of the entire game. Allows us to set up tactically differently. And who knows what might have happened. But say it was bad officiating all round. Yeah. They weren't the only bad calls that happened in the game. There was lack of consistency all over. And it's getting beyond the joke that it's never reviewed, it's never looked into, or at least if it is, it's not done in a public setting. I think that there needs to be some sort of recourse in a public discussion about what's going on.
How good was that goal? I saw that live as well. That was a
It was a fantastic goal. I'm not entirely sure what Lloris is doing. I don't know that he could have made it, but I would have liked to have seen an effort toward it. I don't know if he thinks it's going over and wide. It was a bit similar to the Payet free kick in terms of the ball flight.
Yeah, it dipped and went down.
It sort of seemed to dip last minute. But I would have liked to have seen at least an attempt by Lloris to get to it. He had a couple of strange moments in the game as well. There was another Ziyech strike. I think it was Ziyech strike. It might have been Mount, where he decided to punch it instead of just catching it. It was a pretty simple pass and just put the defence under pressure. But say Chelsea were much the better team, and they did deserve the win.
Marvin, will this result be good for Chelsea and push them now to finish second, or is it just covering the cracks? I'll tell you, Marvin.
It's just covering the cracks. I'll be honest, I didn't watch the game, so I can't really comment much on the game. But with Chelsea beating Tottenham, it's just cover. It's just paper in the cracks. Like, I expected a Chelsea win. Like, Tottenham don't really turn up against the big teams. You know that they get battered everywhere they go. But just have to put it out there. But it's just papering over the cracks. But I guess this result is good for Arsenal as well.
Yeah,
at the same time, because I think Spurs have 2 games in hand.
Yeah, and we gained a point on them. We gained a point.
I think because you still have because the one game in hand that you have is against us.
Yeah. And we got to play Wolves as well.
Ella, we've got 4. We've got 4 overall from the actual. Yeah.
Ella, your thoughts on this game? I know you're not the biggest Chelsea fan, but your thoughts?
I hate Chelsea. this was my game for Prem prediction this week, and I did say Tottenham would win it because, one, I don't like Chelsea, and two, Tottenham do deserve like a chance to actually win against one of these big teams. Like they have Conte in, and I think it is quite good that they have him in. And like it's a bit funny because he's Chelsea's old manager as well. But so I'm a bit disappointed that Tottenham didn't win. And when I saw on Instagram that they had a goal disallowed, I was like, because like Chelsea, like thing is, I really don't like them because like the fans are too cocky. I can't stand the fans, and like they think they're all that. They won the Champions League like once, and they've made like a million rants about him, like no one asked.
Marvin's Arteta out. Ella doesn't like Chelsea. I hate Graham Potter, and Luke just loves Peroni.
Luke.
Anything else anyone wants to add about this game?
I don't know.
No? Anything? Luke, Chelsea were the better side for what I saw. Is it just a case now moving on?
I mean, we weren't at full strength. We were missing a lot. We missed Son. I was impressed with Bergwijn, to be honest. I thought he put in a good shift. He just didn't have the openings to break through. Højbjerg was awful. A lot of misplaced passes, running around like a headless chicken. He gets a little bit of grace from fans because of last season. I thought he was really, really good last season. He fit well into Mourinho's system. He was sort of the general in midfield. This season, he's been really sloppy on the ball. And the tiredness argument is waning, and you can't keep arguing that he's been overplayed. So it's frustrating. I think we do need some signings. We need a central midfielder. Obviously, we're looking at a wing back with Traore, and possibly another winger, if not a backup striker. So we definitely need to strengthen. And so after I saw the starting 11, I mean, I wasn't expecting anything. I thought before the game, I thought we might get a draw. When I looked at the team sheet, I wasn't hopeful at all.
Marvin, I know you're quite critical of Arsenal, but if we face Tottenham tomorrow and how they played in recent games, would we beat them or?
On current form for both teams, I don't think we will, because even if Tottenham were to just sit back, put 10 men behind the ball, we won't be able to. We won't be able to break through. We can't do it against Burnley. Like Tottenham are a much better team than Burnley.
Yeah.
Even when they're playing bad, and if Tottenham were to put 10 men behind the ball against Arsenal, they'll probably win, because they'll nick that win. Because I don't know, when I was watching the game today, I saw Ben White playing up front or something like that. Lokonga in defense.
Yeah,
it made no sense.
Yeah,
you know. And then like with people like Bergwijn, Son, Kane, like these guys are all fast, and like Ben White is not going to catch him. Holding, like if we've got Rob Holding in defense, then yeah. Like
I do think that would be the setup, especially if Son's back when we do play. Is to look to break on the counter, to invite the pressure, and get that break on the counter. Obviously, Lucas Moura's got the close. Well, when he's on, he's got good close ball control. He can link up quite well, and I think that would be the play. So it's going to be interesting. That's why I said I think it was a little bit of a missed opportunity to postpone the game against us, because we were a weakened side. Dyer was out, Son was out, Romero. So they've all got to come back as well. So they were a big loss for us. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting, but I don't know when that's going to be rescheduled for.
Yeah, same. Okay, guys. Well, that is been the show, the week 23 review. Obviously, there's no Premier League now for a few weeks. Next weekend's the break, and then there's the FA Cup. So there's no Premier League now for a few weeks until midweek. I think 7th and 8th of February. So we won't be seeing my ugly mug on the streams now for a week. The next videos we'll be releasing will be the FA Cup FA Cup predictions. I'm sure you'll be seeing people on here. Marvin only does live streams because he's expensive. But I'm sure we'll be seeing Luke, and Ella will be making an appearance. Before we go, anything anyone would like to add? Anything from you, Ella?
Chelsea do not deserve to win the Champions League again.
Okay, Marvin.
Some of the Brentford fans need to chill out a bit with the signing of Eriksen.
Yeah,
because we don't know if he's going to be the same player as he was before. He hasn't played professionally, or like he hasn't played since what's happened to him at the Euros. So just chill out a bit.
Has he got a pacemaker?
Yeah.
Same as the old United. Was it Rojo?
Yeah.
Luke, before you speak, I have to disagree with that. We're a little club. It's massive for us that we've been linked, and we're going to play a player like this.
Yeah.
So I don't think we need to calm down personally, but it's your opinion, and you do work it for it, so I'll give you.
No. I mean, in the sense
I know what he's trying to say, because he's not going to solve all the issues, but he will bring that quality that's much needed.
Yeah.
Him coming in the door, it's like if Messi went to someone like Tottenham straight away. You know what I mean? It would just build them up. It's like any club really. When a big player goes in, it just builds the confidence.
I don't.
But I do think that is kind of what's needed at this moment in time, because like these players, they seem shattered. Like they don't really want to. They don't really want to. Yeah, like so maybe that signing could have that effect, and maybe Tony. He looks like he's getting back to his old self.
Yeah, he's scoring. Go on, Ella.
He's actually not playing deep, and like he's scored a few goals. Like I know it's only 2, but he's actually gonna go back to being the striker he was in the. He's a striker, isn't he? Or forward.
Yeah, striker.
But like he was in the Championship. Sorry, I get them 2 mixed up. Like we might actually get a few more goals from him this season.
Okay, guys, thank you. Luke, finally with you, anything you want to
add? Yeah, back Conte.
Go on.
Back Conte, that's it. That's all. Daniel Levy, if you're watching, back Conte.
Don't back him. And for me, Graham Potter, you're shit. That's it for today, guys. Thank you, Luke. Thank you, Marvin. And thank you, Ella, for your debut. I appreciate you all coming on. That has been the Premier League Week 23 review. What did we find out? Well, Chelsea come back to form, beating an average Tottenham. Arsenal is shit. Brentford are struggling with form. Man United luckily got a win, and now their fans think they're going to win everything again. And Man City couldn't beat Southampton. Anyway, Graham Potter, you shit. That's been the show. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.